Cairo, motherfucking Mayfield. Dope boy fresh.
Dope boy fresh from my head to my feet, bitch. Dope boy fresh, serving fiends in the street, bitch. Dope boy fresh, I'm a monkey on them trees, bitch. Dope boy fresh, I know they see me. Dope boy fresh season. Dope boy fresh season. Dope boy fresh season. Dope boy fresh, I know they see me.
Yo, what is up? Welcome to the brand new edition of Sentells live on Facebook. I am your host, Sentell Wideman. Once again, like I said, welcome into the program. And before I go any further, let me introduce you to my co-host who is back from her little hiatus, the one and only Kayla Green, aka the Big Ticket. How are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm doing a lot better. How are you?
Yeah, I heard you went down to the beach and I had a little sun issue, a little sun damage. You want to elaborate on that, or you want to talk about that at all?
Well, I mean, it's the beach. I don't get in the water like that, so usually I kind of lay out there and burn. But a lot better now, and I got a nice little brown thing going on, so I'm good.
Yeah, sun ain't nothing to play with. I was here Sunday and I did the show alone, and I'm sure people were wondering where are my co-hosts, and I let them know. I said, well, you get burnt. You don't want last thing you want to do is sit on your behind for an hour. But anyway, welcome into the show. Got a good show. Got a lot to get into today. I know we mostly gonna talk about the NBA Finals and what went down in Game 3 last night. But before we get into the NBA talk, I like to open up like this tonight. I usually have this thing called the opening rant. I guess you can kind of similarly, this is going to be similar to that. But here we go. And it's not been hot button right now because it's June, but it's really hot button during the NFL draft and throughout the college football season. And I'm speaking about Joe Mixon. And if you don't know who Joe Mixon is now a Cincinnati Bengal, but before then he was at the University of Oklahoma. And while he was at the University of Oklahoma, he got into an incident his first week on campus. Most of you have seen this. He struck a woman. And
Was it open or closed fist?
I'm pretty sure it was closed. He did some damage. He decked her. But let me say this. And I can see my women audience about to go crazy or bring out the torches or whatever. But this is what I want to discuss. I just didn't understand the backlash after the fact of people, the things that people were saying. Like, he should never play football again. He should not be drafted. I mean, I wouldn't want the guy on my team, and I just didn't understand it because I'm looking at a perspective of it's an 18-year-old kid, and that's right, I said an 18-year-old kid, and I think us adults need to check ourselves sometimes and remember what it was like to be 18 years old. And I'm not in no way condoning hitting a woman at all. We all know it's wrong. It's a bad look. Most of us was raised by women. So
do you know the situation of what happened or why he decked her?
I mean, he ran up on the woman. And the initial action was this. He ran up on her. They got into an altercation. He bucked like he was going to threaten to hit her because he was trying to show restraint, which he was doing. He was showing great restraint because she was calling him names. They were both cursing each other really, really good. And he showed restraint. When he bucked at her, because I'm pretty sure he bucked at her, like just kind of go, like that's the warning to go away. So he bucked at her. Then when he did that, she struck him hard in the face. So his next reaction, he punches her, and he decks her good. I think he drew blood, and I'm no way condoning that act. What I am trying to figure out and understand is that this was an 18-year-old kid. In no way should that define his life. I hear these people on TV talking about this man shouldn't get drafted, play football again, make money off of a decision that you made at 18 years old. So that should condemn you for the rest of your life. I don't, unless it's murder, rape, or being a pedophile, which in that case, I don't care what age you are, you can't come back from that. But when you're 18 and you make a mistake, it's supposed to stay in your life forever. You can never, ever recover from that. This is supposed to define you. Look, I'm 35. I've done some crazy stuff when I was younger. But I look back and I'm 35 now and I'm like, I'm smarter and wiser and I learned from the stuff that I used to do and I wouldn't do it again. But I would hate for someone to hold something that I did over my head at 18, 19, 20 years old right now. I mean, and that's egregious. You should never hit a woman. We get it. It's a bad look. It's horrible. You know, you should never put your hands on a woman as a man.
I have something to say about that, though.
Okay, you can chime in a few minutes. I'm just mad at the fact that when he was getting ready to get drafted, these people want this man not to get drafted, want this man, he should never play football again. Now, while he's at Oklahoma, they suspended him for a whole year. They told him, you got to keep going to school. You suspended for a whole year, but you got to keep going to school. He did that. He did his community service. So he paid his debt to the university, the school. He paid his debt to the state of Oklahoma, who sets the guidelines for these types of incidents. He did all of that. And there were still people out there who said he shouldn't play football. He shouldn't have a chance to make a living playing football. That makes zero sense for me as an 18 or a 19, 20-year-old to have a moment define them. He's condemned by this moment. I understand it's a horrible look for a man hitting a woman. I get it. I feel you. I understand, but he's 18. Do you not understand how easily aggravated 18-year-old people get by just anything? And he made one momentary lapse that he's always going to have it on his record, not on his criminal record, but we'll always remember that he did. Is that not enough? We'll always remember what Joe Mixon, what he did, but it should not be, he's 18, so he should make a living playing football. He's 18, so you're going to tell me this man made a huge mistake and now he can't work or make a living? I mean, he didn't murder nobody. I mean, I get it. He didn't murder nobody. He didn't rape nobody. He didn't touch kids. He's 18 years old and she hit him in the face. Not saying he should have hit her back, but your first reaction when you get hit in the damn face is to hit back. I don't even care who it is. Like, it takes all you got not to hit somebody when you know you shouldn't hit them. But when they hit you in the face, I don't like getting hit in my face. That's why I couldn't be a boxer, and that's not why I'm a good fighter, because I can't get hit in my face. When I get hit in my face, I get angry. It's just not a good look. He got hit in the face. He hits the woman hard. And what I can't understand, right before the draft, the girl even came out. She said, because they had the civil trial. This has been 3 years now, 3.5 years now. She comes out, she said, look, that day could have been avoided. I could have handled it. She said, I could have handled it better too. He could have handled it better. We done moved on. But yet and still, I got fools and people out here talking about this man should not be drafted and make a damn living because of this incident. And no way am I suggesting that men should ever hit women. But he wasn't like he was a criminal repeater. At that time, it's not like he was just going around doing this all the time. This was one single incident. Now, if he was a multiple violator of this and had a history of doing this, I would agree with you. But an 18-year-old, first week on college campus, gets into an altercation. She hits him. He hits her. It's a bad look. Both got charged with assault in the state of Oklahoma because that's how it works. It's not domestic violence because they didn't know each other. So both of them got charged with assault. But I hear all these idiots and pundits out here saying this man should not be allowed to play football or make a living. I just think it's crazy. And then once again, let me say to my women out there, look, I am not advocating for men to be beating on women. I am not saying what he did was right in the least bit. But I just think that as an 18-year-old kid, we as adults should not just throw him away based on this kind of on an assault charge and when both parties were charged with assault. So that's my rant. I mean, that just stunned me how much hatred and vitriol this kid got for this incident that happened 3.5 years ago, which both parties have moved on, and we treat him like he murdered someone. But you said that you had some thoughts and insight on this. You want to share?
Well, I just personally think, for one, if she's gonna hit him, then she should expect to be hit back. Because if you're gonna step up to a man and think you can take him, don't sit there and get mad and upset when he deck you back. Like, that's for one. And then for two, well, I don't think he should have gotten much trouble because she struck first. Anyway, to begin with.
Well, they both got, like I said, both of them got charged with assault, because that's how they handle things in Oklahoma, because it's not a domestic dispute.
Yeah,
they
it's
don't.
not like he just walked up and was just like, bam.
Nah,
like,
he didn't walk up to it.
She hit him and he just hit her back.
That's
like,
right. He was being a jerk, because from what I hear, he was talking bad about her friend. But I'm not absolving him of none of that. I just don't think we should penalize an 18-year-old and tell him that his act is so egregious he can't work anymore. He should be denied the opportunity to play football.
Yeah, those people ain't got nothing else.
I just can't. People need to get off their goddamn moral high horse around here. Act like they damn walking on clouds right now. Ain't got no skeleton in their damn closet. Because I know I did some crazy stuff at 18, 19 that I wouldn't do now, because I'm more mature and I know how to handle things better. But I would hate for somebody to try to hold it against my head what I did at 18, 19.
But even there's people in the NFL and grown men that still hit the women too in this situation. So
Look, man. One incident don't define you. Now, if you do it 4, 5, 6 times, I have no use for you. But one momentary lapse should not define this man for the rest of his life. But we're gonna get off ahead and segue into the NBA Finals. Game 3 was last night in Cleveland. Home crowd got the Cavaliers energized and kept them in the game. It was a great game all the way through. But the Warriors prevailed at 118 to 113. LeBron and Kyrie were sensational. But once again, the Warriors just have too much firepower. When you have 3 guys who can go out and get you 30 on a given night, and the Cavaliers have 2 guys who can give you 30 on a given night, it makes for an uphill battle. Cleveland played about as well of a game as they can play against Golden State, and it wasn't enough. Even when they had the lead, I kept saying they're not going to be able to maintain this pace. They can't play like this. But they, like my mama always used to tell me, or my grandma, one of them told me back when I was young, a hard head make a soft ass. Cleveland thinks they can run and gun with damn Golden State, and they're getting proven to be damn liars. They can't run and play up and down with Golden State. Their only strategy is to play slow. They don't want to play slow because that's how they play. Stubborn, hard-headed as hell. And for that, they are down 3-0. And the series is over. Whether it be 4 games or 5 games, the series is over. I personally think Cleveland will get swept tomorrow night. When you lose a game like last night, it's demoralizing because Cleveland played that, and you can see it all over their face. They played their hearts out, and to still come up short after you played that way, it's demoralizing. They have no chance of winning the series. Golden State has too many horses. Cleveland don't have enough horses. With that, Kevin Durant has been sensational in the series, but I'm sick and tired already of people trying to say he's the best player in the world. Like I'm just so over it. People say that the dumbest things. Kevin Durant is on the better team. He's on the better team. He's putting up a little better numbers than Bron. Bron averaging a triple-double. He's on a better team with a 2-time MVP. 3 other all-NBA type players. They just have a far superior team. He's already the second best player in the world. He's going to look superhuman when you put him on this team. It makes his life so much easier when he can go to the bench and come back in the game. They're not down 100 points. LeBron went out the game last night. They were up 6, if I'm not mistaken. LeBron goes out of the game for 1:20 seconds, and they were down. They were down. He had a plus minus of a +7. He played 46 minutes. The other 2 minutes, the team was -12. So think about that. They lost a game where he was +7 in 46 minutes. They was -12 when I'm out the floor. But the series is over. Kevin Durant would be your MVP of the series. Like I said, whether it's tomorrow night or Monday night in Oakland, it doesn't really matter. The series is over. The phone line will be open in just a few minutes. I'm gonna touch on the Afterlun's college football top 25. They have a way too early poll out, but it'll give you guys something to talk about and argue about. So I'll go into detail about some of those in just a few minutes. But right now, I'm going to kick it over to my co-host for a little thing we like to call Taylor's Corner. And she's going to walk you through some things that are going on in the world of pop culture and various other things that doesn't involve sports. So with that, I'm going to kick it over to my co-host, the Big Ticket. What you got for me?
I have one question for you.
You got a question for me?
Yes,
From what?
For you.
What's the question you have for me?
I would like to know your opinion about this whole Bill Cosby thing.
Once again, I'm not trying to alienate my female audience because I just spent the first 10 minutes trying to defend the guy who hit a woman. Now you want me to defend a man who...
I don't want you to defend him. I just want your honest opinion of what you think of the situation.
Look, if I say what I honestly gonna say, I'm gonna sound like so insensitive right now. This man's accused of 58 sexual assaults. 58. Now listen, my issue is I just don't understand why you wait so damn long. This man down there on his deathbed now. Why is this stuff coming out now? Why you wait 30 or 40 years to bring this up now? Now this last one is from '04, I think. But I think she brought it up in like 2014. I'm not mistaken. But the one you're on trial for now. I just don't get why you wait so long. And I'm just out of the mindset, where is the statute of limitations? I mean, even though it's rape, if I rape you in 1969 and you bring it up in 2014, I mean...
I call bullshit, honestly.
I mean... At what point?
You gonna go on with your life, get married, have children. Oh yeah, by the way, he raped me when I was 12. Like, come on now. Like,
look, man.
No.
And this is what I'm talking about. I love my female audience, and see, and I'm not. Here we go again. I'm not advocating for rape or sexual assault, and I'm not. Look, in no way. It's not funny at all. If somebody indeed got raped, that is not funny at all. Let's get that out in the open. Sentells, Intel, I, your host, do not condone rape or advocate rape or beating women from earlier in the program. What I am saying is, why in the hell would you wait 30 years to tell somebody that you've been raped? Now, I understand if it was a child because you're embarrassed, you don't know what's really going on, and then when you get old enough, you get the strength, the support to come out and say, well, this happened to me when I was a kid. These are grown-ass women in their damn 40s, 50s, and 60s. You don't know you were raped back then?
I mean, not only that is very true. I definitely do agree with that 100%. But my other thing is, too, it's a big group of women. Not like 10. 10's understandable. You got nearly 60 bitches that are saying this shit. And not one could come up. Not one out of 60. Bullshit. I call straight bullshit. One could have came up. That's fishy to me.
See, what lost me and why I can't deny the accusations, because it is damn near 60. So I can't, that just, 60 women ain't finna come out of nowhere and say that. But what I'm pissed about is this man damn near, I think Cosby in his 80s, And I'm like, man, why are you coming out with this now? Why are you coming out with this now? Like, you don't remember this happening? Hey, even in the 80s. Why not when he coming to his heyday in the 80s? But you know what I think really happened? You know, I think, you know what I honestly think really happened? This is what I think.
Okay.
He stopped paying them hoes. I'm dead serious. I think all these.
That makes.
If you, I think, look, listen. All of these women, 60 down women,
All at the same time.
all at the same damn time. All of a sudden, remember they got raped?
Yeah.
Or was it, look, man, I can't afford y'all to keep these secrets no more. So so they snitched. I think he stopped paying them. They got mad, and then they started coming up with all these stories. Because I'm not saying, because like I said, once again, it's almost 60. So for me, I can't sit here and just totally as all this man say it didn't happen. I'm just pissed off at the timing. I'm pissed off at why you wait so damn late to say anything about it. It just rubs me the wrong way. But did I answer your question?
Yeah, and that actually does make sense to where it's been so long and they all pop up because he probably can't afford to keep paying. It's probably not all of them, but you know, maybe if it's 5 of them or something, you know.
Yeah. So whatever we got from Kevin's corner.
Well, to go on a good note.
Yeah, let's get off of rapists and damn women beaters.
Now we're gonna talk about the empowerment of women. We're gonna talk about some Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay, all right.
Wonder Woman in the first week got $300 million.
It's worldwide, right?
Yes, in the first week, and it's also the highest-grossing movie ever by a female director.
Well, see, women, I told you. Look, see, we had a plan for that. We had a plan for that. We were gonna talk about. We were gonna defend a woman beater, and then we were gonna defend Bill Cosby, and then we were gonna give you that note right there. There you go. Empowerment. The greatest U.S. movie debut ever. $100 million in the first week in the box office. There you go. A woman director. There you go.
Oh yeah. And also on top of that, because Gal Gadot played Wonder Woman, which she is a beautiful woman.
Yes, she is.
And I know she played a kick-ass Wonder Woman, and I've got to see the movie. But on top of all that badassness, she was 5 months pregnant too.
See, women. I told you I told you we was gonna give you. I told you we was coming back to you because I already said women are the greatest species ever in the universe. I mean, first of all, they give birth to a human freaking child. You can't top that. Once you give birth to a child, a human freaking body come out of you. Nobody can touch you after that. See, women, that's why I always talk so highly about you guys, even though I just started the show out with 2 people who allegedly beat and rape women. Women are it, you know, to give birth to a child, that's it. There's nothing can top that, and I'm not surprised that she was 5 months pregnant and taped the movie because women do heroic things all the time, and I'm not shocked at all. Like Kevin Durant once famously said, you are the real MVP when he was speaking to his mother. Women are the real MVP. Go on.
Didn't Serena do something while she was pregnant too?
Serena won the Australian Open, but she was like 9 weeks. 9 weeks pregnant.
5 months.
Yeah, that's a big difference, being 5 weeks and then being 9 weeks. But either way, you got women do extraordinary things all the time. But go on.
All right. I did get to see Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Star-Lord. He's pretty fucking awesome. And Baby Groot was the cutest thing ever. And Marvel has just been on their shit lately. Like, the movies that they make are like really good action movies, but they make it comedic, which to me is just like the best mixture you could possibly make. Because every movie that they really been doing has been just like awesome.
I like the Marvel movies, not as much as you like them, but I mean I enjoy them. I like superheroes, but not as much as you like them. I can dig the movie. I saw it too. Pretty good. It entertained me for 2 hours. One of the better movies I've seen in 2017. It's worth me going to see it at the movies. So if I get my money worth, especially as much as you paying now to go to a damn movie, I'm okay with that, and I got my money's worth. So there you go.
That's true. And also speaking of Marvel, I saw yesterday. I was scrolling through Facebook because I follow like comic book pages on there because it's just my thing. They finally started filming the 2nd season for Luke Cage.
And I know this makes you extremely happy.
extremely, but definitely happy because first season was good, really good. It was really good, and there was people. I would have conversations at work with people about Luke Cage and stuff, and it's definitely good. So maybe hopefully the second season will be just as good.
Outstanding. Anything left over there in Kayla's corner?
Let's see. One more thing, and I'll be done.
All right, go ahead.
I am reading this book right now, and it's called The Passenger, and it is a novel by Lisa Lutz, and I started reading it yesterday, and I literally, just had to keep reading, and I done read, 15 chapters of it, so I'm, almost halfway through, but it surprised me. It's actually really
so
good.
we got you covered all over the place here. We do movies, music, we got books. We like Oprah Book Club over here. We got book suggestions.
We better.
We got book suggestions. So, ladies, gentlemen, if you read, go out there and pick up The Passenger. Apparently, it's a great book. So pick that up. Outstanding. Well, that was Kayla's Corner. I am your host, Sentell Wyman. You are watching the hottest new sports podcast in the world, Sentells Intel. Earlier, we talked about the NBA Finals. Also, we're going to get into this Afterline Sports Top 25 countdown. Way too early preseason top 25 football poll, but it'll give us something to talk about because I know you guys want to sit there and talk about football. If you want to call, the lines are open. 864-378-5943. 864-378-5943. Or as I like to call it, Life, LYIF, 378-LYIF. Let me get into it. I'm going to start off this list, this top 25 Afterline list. And like I said, phone lines are open. So if you want to call right now and talk about the series, the game 3, what happened last night, of anything of that nature, you can get in here and make your comments, be heard. Also, there was a poll question tonight. The poll question was, who should the Boston Celtics take with the number 1 overall pick? Lonzo Ball, Markelle Fultz, Josh Jackson, Jason Tatum, or other. If you want to chime in with that on the comment section, or if you follow me on Twitter, if any of you have Twitter, you can follow me there, or you can call in with that response if you want to. But the lines are open, and I'm going to jump into this top 25 way too early preseason poll because it's June, but I need to give you people something to talk about because you love football around these parts. So that's the only thing that really matters to you people, even though it's June and none of this stuff really counts.
So who would you pick then? Who's your answer for the Celtics?
If I had to pick, if I was picking for the Celtics, I would probably take Jason Tatum, but I'm a homer. He played for Duke, so I'm disqualified.
That's the only reason why you pick
No, I think in the NBA, you win with wing players. It's been that way for a long time. Point guards do not typically win in the NBA. You only have 2 NBA champions with their best player with point guards. The Warriors won a couple years ago with Steph Curry, and Isaiah Thomas won way back in the 80s as the best player for the Detroit Pistons. But throughout the history of the game, it's wing players. Well, bigs for a long time dominated basketball before Michael Jordan. But since Michael Jordan, it's all about the wing player, Kobe Bryant's, the Dwayne Wades of the world. Now you got LeBron, now KD, obviously. So wing players is where you win your championships at. They already got a point guard already on the roster. So unless you move Isaiah, I just don't understand why you take another point guard. So that would be my answer to the question would be, and I would be fine with Josh Jackson, but they're not going to take Josh number 1, or Jason number 1. But if it was me, I would take Jason number 1. You need the wings for sure. But I'm going to get into this top 25 preseason poll from June the freaking 8th. Lines are open if you want to call. 864 378-5943. That number again is 864-378-5943. All right, let's start this poll off with the number 25 team on here. Checking in at 25 is the Virginia Tech Hokies. After an appearance in the ACC Championship game and a 10-win 2016 season, Coach Justin Fuente will once again have the Hokies in the mix to win the Coastal Division. The second-year coach is regarded for his work on offense, especially at the quarterback position. Fuente will be tested once again this season as Gerard Evans left early for the NFL draft. By the way, he didn't get drafted. And standout receiver Isaiah Ford and tight end Bucky Hodges are also going to the next level. Redshirt freshman Josh Jackson closed spring ball with an edge at quarterback, with junior college recruit A.J. Bush and true freshman Hendon Hooker fighting for snaps. Hooker with the Hokies. That's I vote for him. Hokies with he should start fighting for snap. The battle will resume in the fall, but the Hokies have to find playmakers around receiver Cam Phillips, along with generating more production from the ground game. A defense that returns 7 starters should be among the best in the ACC. Cornerback Greg Stroman and linebacker Tremaine Edwards should challenge for All-America honors on a unit that allowed only 22 points per game last year. The opener against West Virginia at FedEx Field should give me an early insight into the quarterback situation. However, it's likely Virginia Tech hopes of another division title rests with the November 4th trip to Miami. That was the Hokies at 25. Lines are open. 864-378-LYIF. If you want to discuss the NBA Finals last night, we can do that. If you want to discuss LeBron, if you want to discuss Kevin Durant game-winning shot, anything that's on your mind, get in here and comment or ask questions about it. All right, let's continue with this top 25 college football poll. Way too early. Way too early. At 24 is the USF Bulls, South Florida, for some of you people who don't know. The Bulls are not only Athlon's pick to win the American Athletic Conference, but this team is also the projected top Group of 5 program for 2017. New coach Charlie Strong inherits a foundation from former coach Willie Taggart, who is now at Oregon. Starting with dynamic quarterback Quentin Flowers. As a junior, Flowers threw for 2,800 yards and 24 touchdowns and accounted for 1,530 yards and 18 touchdowns on the ground. Standout running back Marlon Mack departed early for NFL and will be missed. However, Ernest Johnson, Darius Tice, and redshirt freshman Elijah Mack should be capable trio to handle the carries. The Bulls also must replace left tackle Kofi Amiaka and lead. The Bulls also, the defense gave up 31 points a game last season, but should improve with 9 returning starters, including standouts Augie Sanchez, Dedrin Sonat, Bruce Hector, Dedrick Nichols. Jones' arrival and background on the side of the ball should help UF defense take a step forward. The schedule for USF is favorable. The Bulls could be favored in all 12 regular season games and host Temple, Houston, and Tulsa. So that was 24. All right. Strolling down. Lines are open if you want to get in and talk about the NBA Finals. 378-594-3864. 378-5943. This is Sentells. I am your host, Sentell Whiteman. Back for another edition. So get in here. Lines are open. But right now we're counting down this way too early, top 25, and we're on 23. So let's get back into it. Checking in at 23, the Miami Hurricanes. It's a close call for the top spot in the ACC Coastal Division. But Miami, the biggest offseason question mark for Coach Mark Richt remains at quarterback. Brad Kaya departed early for the NFL, leaving junior Malik Rozier, true freshman Nkosi Perry, and Cade Weldon, and sophomore Evan Sheriffs at the top contenders for the number 1 spot. One career start, but he may not hold on to the job for long if Perry shows a good grasp of the offense in fall workouts. Regardless of which quarterback start, expect to see plenty of running back Mark Walden, who is a really good back, along with emerging star Amon Richards at receiver until the pieces fall. Can lean on a defense that returns 7 starters, From a group that limited opponents to just 18.5 points per game in 2016, the line has a chance to be among the best in the nation, and the starting trio of linebackers would be better in 2017 after getting significant playing time as true freshmen. The secondary is the biggest concern. Diaz road trips to Florida State, Pitt, and North Carolina will be challenging in conference play. However, Miami hosts Virginia Tech on November 4th, a game that could decide the Coastal Division. Once again, you are watching. If you want to get in here, the lines are open. 864-378-5943. 864-378-5943. Let's move it along on this countdown. We're at number 22. And who checks in at 22? Kansas, coached by Bill Snyder. Says Bill Snyder's teams is always dangerous in the Big 12 and could be a dark horse to contend for the conference title in 2017. Kansas State returns a good chunk of its core from a team who won 9 games last season. Quarterback Jesse Ertz headlines the offense, and he is surrounded by Aaron Pringle, running back Alex Barnes. The Wildcats also returned 3 starters from an offensive line that should be one of the best in the Big 12, replacing standout linebacker Elijah Lee and Jordan Willis are the biggest concerns on defense. This unit led the Big 12 in scoring defense last year, giving up 22 points. Slipped 2-4 despite losing Lee and Willis. Defensive end Reggie Walker anchors the line after recording 6.5 sacks as a freshman last season, while cornerback DJ Reed, the Big 12 defensive newcomer of the year in 2016, leads the way in the secondary. The Wildcats have to play at Oklahoma visits Manhattan on October 21st. All right. Again, lines are open. 864-378-5943. 864-378-LYIF. 1 is Oregon. New coach Willie Taggart inherits a promising core of young talent for his first season in Eugene. Although the Ducks are coming off their first losing record since 2004, a quick rebound should be in order. Quarterback Justin Herbert, 6 yards and 19 touchdowns, a true freshman last fall, and is surrounded by a strong supporting cast that features running back Ross Freeman and receivers Darian Carrington and Charles Nelson. The Ducks also went with a youth movement in the trenches last season, and this unit is slated to return 4 starters from the final. Left tackle Tyrell Crosby returned after missing nearly all of 2016 due to injury. Scoring points won't be a problem for Taggart's team, but the defense needs to take a step forward if Oregon wants to challenge Stanford or Washington in the Pac-12 North. The good news, Taggart hired standout coordinator Jim Levitt away from Colorado and has plenty of experience. The defense returned in 2017. Sophomore linebacker Troy Dye is one of the Pac-12's rising stars on defense. And in the addition of Clemson graduate transfer Scott Pagano provides a boost front scheduling by missing USC and crossover play, while Washington State and Utah visit Eugene. So that is your first 25-20 of the after lunch top 25 way too early college football poll. The line for 378-593. We want to talk about the NBA playoffs or the NBA Finals Game 3 last night, and looking forward. If you want to talk about the NBA draft, which is right around the corner, we can. Also, we had a bit of news yesterday in college football. College football. I mentioned Oklahoma earlier. Segue. Bob Stoops, longtime coach of the Sooners, who's been there since 1999, retired suddenly, shockingly yesterday at the age of 57, which is young for a football coach to just walk away. Stoops' program is the all-time winningest coach. say that 3 times fast. 10 Big 12 titles, 14 double-digit win seasons, and of course the national championship in 2000. 798 He was 190 and 48 in 18 seasons at Oklahoma. So that was a bit of news yesterday. So forget a slow June. Only 4 coaches now left in Division I football who have. So 117 schools, 119, I think, D1 football program. There are only 4 coaches right now who have national championships. So go figure. We're going to dive back into this list. If you want to get in, again, that number 864-378-5943. 864-378-5943. Anything you want to talk about, lines are open. So right now, I'm going to dive back into the top 25 countdown. Off at 20. And coming in at 20, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Yes, Notre Dame finished 4-8 in 2016. However, the Fighting Irish lost 7 of those games by 8 points or less and finished number 29 plus ratings. While there is certainly cause for concern in South Bend, Coach Brian Kelly hired 2 standout coordinators in this offseason, Chip Long on offense and Mike Elko on defense. And there's a good core of talent in place. A quick rebound back to winning record should be in order. New quarterback Brendan Wimbush ranked at the number 45 overall recruit in 24/7 Sports Composite and is a breakout candidate this fall. Running back Josh Adams had 933 yards, just missed the 1,000-yard season last year, and will be joined by an effective 1-2 punch in the backfield. Torrey Hunter Jr. elected to skip his final year eligibility for baseball, but the Fighting Irish have a capable group of targets. Equanimous St. Brown is back as the team's leading receiver with Kevin Stevenson and C.J. Sanders. Heading to secondary targets, tight end Elias Mack, former, is back after a 1-year suspension and could be the difference maker. Mike McGlinchey and Quentin Nelson are All-American candidates. Frank that returns 4-starter, and improving the defense was Kelly's top priority this offseason. And the arrival of Elko should help this unit take a step forward. Most of last year's depth chart returns intact, but lineman Isaac Rozier and Jaren Jones, linebacker James Waller, and cornerback Cole Luke depart South Bend. The strength of this group is at linebacker, largely due to the play of senior Niles Morgan, cornerback Sean Crawford, and safety Nick Watkins are back from injury. The bolster secondary allowed opposing quarterbacks to complete 61% of their throws last season. The schedule features 11 bowl teams and State. However, games against Georgia, UNC, Navy, NC State are in South Bend next season. 11 bowl teams. Could be another long season. Long season, South Bend. 11 bowl teams. Before I go to 19, once again, lines 864-378-5943. 864-378-5943. Lines are open. If you want to get in and talk about it, anything that's on your mind in sports. Mostly the NBA Finals that's on right now. Game 3 was last night. We could discuss game 4 moving forward, but as far as I'm concerned, the series is over. If you want to watch game 4, go ahead and watch game 4, but the series is over. Whether it is tomorrow night or Monday night back in Oakland, the series is over. I kind of sent out the game 2 that the Warriors would win the series. They have too much firepower. Cleveland is being hard-headed and stubborn as hell, continuing to try to play fast against a team that is built to play fast and has way more weaponry than you possess. So like my mama and my grandma used to always tell me back in the day, hard head make a soft ass. They refused to change their style and play slow. That's the only shot they had in the series. That now is over. it's over. I think Golden State's going to win the championship. Kevin Durant's going to be the MVP. And that's the way it's going to go. So, there's nothing you can say about it or do about it at this point. Get back into this at 19. The lines are open if you want to get in. 864-378-5943. 864-378-LYIF. All right. Checking in at 19 on this way too early. Top 25 college football poll is the Tennessee Volunteers. The Volunteers fell short of most preseason expectations of an SEC East title in 2016, but Butch Jones has still pieced together back-to-back 9-win seasons. In order for Tennessee to edge Florida and Georgia in the East this fall, this team has to navigate a schedule that features games in Alabama and to visit Neyland Stadium. The SEC slate presents its share of challenges, but the Volunteers also have some significant personnel concerns on both sides of the ball. There's also a new play call on offense with Larry Scott taking over for Mike DeBoer. Scott has two talented quarterbacks, Quentin and Jared. I don't know how to say that. Garrett Cartano, I guess, at his disposal. With the battle for the starting job expected to continue into the year, John Kelly is due for a breakout year at running back, but depth is an issue at the position. Junior led the team at receiver, but similar to the running back spot, the overall depth is a concern for Jones. The Volunteers also need more consistent play from their offensive line, with true freshman Trey Smith expected to play a key role in this year. Injuries hit Tennessee. This unit loses two standouts and end Derek Barnett and cornerback Cam Sutton. Considering all the injuries the team dealt with on defense, the playing time by backups and new starters should improve the overall depth of this unit in 2017. Linebacker Darren Kirkland should be the leader of the front seven. Shoot the success of the defense with larger hinge on the development of the line. Former top recruits Jonathan Kongbo, Shy Tuttle, Khalil McKenzie, and Kyle Phillips need to deliver on their potential. Again. Okay, Matt Fields. All right. Yeah, because Georgia has a history of beating us. Georgia has a history of beating Florida. Yeah, go look that up. On y'all forever. If I get back into this list, once again, these lines are open. 864-378-5943. 864-378-5943. We want to get in and talk about anything on your mind. All right, moving on. Surprising to me, but they finished the season slumping, so I can see why they rank like this. At 18 is Louisville, who has the reigning defending Heisman Trophy. After a dynamic sophomore campaign, quarterback Lamar Jackson hopes to take Louisville into contention for the college football playoff once again. He's also back for another run at the Heisman after accounting for 3,500 yards and 30 touchdowns through the air and adding another 15 yards and one touchdown on the ground last season. Jackson set the bar high last year, and matching those totals in 2017 could be difficult. However, he's the nation's best playmaker and is only going to get better as a passer this fall. Jackson's supporting cast features some new faces after the departures of running back Brandon Radcliffe, receiver James Quick, and tight end Cole Hakutana. While those are big losses, the cover isn't bad for Coach Bobby Petrino. Jeremy Smith should be capable of filling in at running back with Reggie Bonifant. Reggie Bonifant at school? I thought he was at school. Man, he got to be like a 6-year senior at this point. Chipping in as an all-purpose threat and Seth Dawkins, Jalen Smith, and Dez Fitzpatrick. Filling out the receiving core, the biggest concern for Petrino's offense remains up front. Left tackle, Ron Christensen is one of the ACC top linemen, but this unit surrendered 47 sacks in 13 games last fall. New coordinator Peter Sermon inherits a defense that allowed only 23 points per game last season and returns a solid foundation with 7 starters back. Senior linebacker Stacey Thomas and cornerback Jair Alexander are 2 of the ACC's top returning defenders. The unit could get a huge boost if senior Trayvon Young returns to 100%. After missing all of 2016 due to injury, a Week 3 showdown against Clemson is an early barometer test for Jackson and Louisville's ACC title hopes. All right. Again, lines are open, so if you want to call, you can call. Don't be afraid to interrupt me as I go through my list. So, hey, the show is for you also. So get in here if you want to call 864-378-5943. 864-378-5943. Let's dive back into this list. At 17, the Stanford Cardinal. Stanford has been a model of consistency under Coach David Shaw. The Cardinals have won at least 10 games in 5 of the last 6 seasons. Is within reach as Stanford is the biggest threat to Washington in the Pac-12 North. Some mystery surrounds the quarterback position. Quarterback Kelly Chris suffered a knee injury in the Sun Bowl win over North Carolina and is on track to return by fall practices. If Chris suffers any setback, Ryan Burns has started redshirt freshman KJ Costello, one of the top quarterbacks in 2016 signing class. In addition to quarterback uncertainty, the Cardinals have to replace running back Christian McCaffrey. While McCaffrey's all-around versatility is unlikely to be matched by one player, the running back duo of Bryce Love, Scarlett should be capable of 1-2 round. Trenton Irwin and J.J. Whiteside are back to lead the receiving core, while the offensive line returns 4 starters, including Nate Herbig and center Jesse Burkett. Solomon Thomas is the biggest loss. The secondary should be among the best in the nation with the return of cornerback Quentin Meeks, safety Justin Reed. Road trips to Washington State, Utah, and USC are on tap, while Stanford hosts Oregon, UCLA, and Washington next season. Once again, lines are open. 864-378-5943. 864-378-LYIF. Oh, a familiar face at 16 for me. One near and dear to my heart. Checks in those mighty Gators of Gainesville. The Gators have claimed back-to-back SEC East titles under the coach Jim McElwain, and a third one is within reach. In order to edge Georgia for the division crown, improvement on offense is a must. Scoring in 2015 and 107th in 2016. Luke Del Rio is the team's most experienced quarterback and missed the spring due to a shoulder injury. However, Del Rio is facing an uphill battle to hold to the starting job as redshirt freshman Felipe Franks is the team's most talented option under center, and with all spring, he won't have much time to go into the job as Florida takes on Michigan in its season opener, followed by a matchup against Tennessee in Week 3. Until the passing game develops, the Gators could lean heavily on running back Jordan Scarlett. Antonio Callaway anchors the SEC's top receiving core and should ease Frank transition into the number 1 role. This line should improve even though tackle David Sharp left early for the NFL. McElwain has hosted field on defense at each level, and a new coordinator, Randy Shannon, calling the plays in 2017. Linebacker Gerard Davis, Caleb Brantley, and cornerback Jalen Tabor and Quincy Wilson headline the key departures on defense. Despite losing a wealth of talent, this unit may not slip too far on the stat sheet. Cornerback Duke Dawson is an All-American candidate, and there's plenty of promise in the front seven. Yay! Now we got to talk about somebody I really don't want to talk about. Now I got to talk about somebody I really don't want to talk about.
And who's that?
At 15, it's the Georgia Bulldogs.
Go, Dogs!
Her debut 8-5 was a mild disappointment, but after losing 3 games by 3 points or less last season, the Bulldogs aren't far from the top of the SEC East. With 11 returning starters on defense and the continued development of Jacob Eason at quarterback, Georgia is Athlon's pick to win the SEC East in 2017. Eason should benefit from a full season to work as the starter, and the backfield tandem Nick Chubb and Sonny Michel should ensure the ground game is among the best in the nation. The question marks on offense remain up front and outside with the receiving core. Former number 1 recruit Trent Thompson had a breakout performance in the Liberty Bowl, but with the team in the spring, the junior lineman is expected to return, providing Smart with a tighter anchor to build around the trenches. The linebacker core is among the nation's best, and 3 seniors lead the way in the secondary. The annual showdown against Florida and Jacksonville is likely to decide whether or not the Bulldogs win the SEC East. Cole, I totally agree with that. That is a great assessment. I agree with that 100%. If you're in here, the lines are open. 864-378-5943. 864-378-5943. YIF, if you want to discuss the NBA Finals in Game 3 last night, if you want to discuss Game 4 that's coming up, if you want to talk about the NBA Draft, we can talk about that. If you want to talk about this list that I'm currently going through right now, the way too early top 25 college football poll, we can talk about that. I gave my thoughts in Game 3. For I'm concerned, the series is over. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about said series because when said series is over. So if you want to discuss Game 3, we can. Probably the best game of the NBA playoffs so far. Again, played their absolute hearts out, and it still wasn't enough. Goes to show you just how talented and how great of a team Golden State is. When you have 4 all NBA type players, 3 guys who can go get you 30 points night on a decent bench, it's tough to overcome. When the Cavs are getting nothing from Tristan Thompson. Tristan Thompson has 11 total rebounds in 3 games. His only job is to rebound. And his only job is to rebound. And he has 11 in 3 games. Most people blame Khloe Kardashian. I am in that group. Anytime somebody dates a Kardashian, their career suddenly goes. I'm praying for Kanye. He's the only one who seems to be maintaining. But anybody else who knows that when you date a Kardashian, your career goes down the tube. And I saw a picture yesterday of Tristan Thompson before the game with Khloe Kardashian, and right away I knew he wasn't going to do a damn thing. And both were correct. So let me dive back into this list. Once again, the lines are open. 864-378-5943. I left off at 15, which was the Georgia Bulldogs. Boo.
Black and red.
14, the Oklahoma State Cowboys. The big play connection of quarterback Mason Rudolph. By the way, Mason Rudolph is from the state of South Carolina. I just like to throw that out there. Mason Rudolph is from the state of South Carolina. Really good quarterback. That Rudolph, the wide receiver James Washington, is more than enough to keep Oklahoma State in the hunt for the Big 12 title next year. The Cowboys also returning promising running back Justice Hill, who had 1,100 yards, and their optimism. The offensive line will continue to improve behind guard Marcus Keys and tackle Zach Crabtree. The most important addition of Cal graduate transfer Aaron Cochran was a huge boost for Coach Mike Gundy's offensive line. Washington has plenty of support at receiver. Jalen McCleskey returned after leading the team with 73 catches. Marcel Edmond returned from injury, and LSU transfer eligible in 2017. This is the nation's #1 receiving core. The early departure of tackle Vincent Taylor was a setback for the unit, already losing cornerback Ashton Lampkin, linebacker Jordan Burton, and safety Jordan Stearns. Gundy also did to the graduate transfer on defense signing former Clemson cornerback Adrian Baker after spring ball. After finishing second in the conference in back-to-back years, the mission for 2017 is pretty simple. Win the Big 12. To do that, the Cowboys have to navigate road trips to Texas and West Virginia, but host rival Oklahoma on November the 4th. Is that Bedlam? Is that Bedlam? Is that Oklahoma? Oklahoma? That's Bedlam, right? Am I wrong? Is that Bedlam? I think that's Bedlam. The aforementioned team at 13 is the Texas Longhorns. At 13. Texas Longhorns. All right. Once again, lines are open. Lines are lit. If you want to get in here, lines are open right now for you to get in here. At 13 is, like I said, the Texas Longhorns. Texas all-season coaching carousel by bringing in Tom Herman to Austin after a successful 2-year run at Houston. The former graduate assistant under Matt Brown inherits a team that finished 5-7 last year, but features plenty of promising pieces to build around on both sides of the ball. Shane Boucher returned to the team quarterback after throwing for 29 true freshman in 2016. Freshman Sam Illiger could push Boucher for the starting job in the fall, but the sophomores expect to hold on to the top spot. Boucher will be thrown behind the offensive line that will feature 4 returning starters, including standout left tackle Connor Williams, running back Andre Freeman, who had 2,000 yards. That's the biggest loss on offense. However, Chris Warren returned after missing most of 2016 due to an injury. Sophomore Colin Johnson is expected to be the go-to target, with sophomore Devin Duvernay seeing an increased role for Herman. In addition of coordinator Todd Orlando will play Devin Dens right away. The unit returns largely intact, but depth on the line is an issue after 2 players transferred in May. Linebacker Malik Jefferson seems primed to deliver a huge junior year. The schedule sets up favorably with in Austin. That is your 13th ranked team. We're now coming to 12. Once again, lines are open. We're here. This is Sentell Intel live on Facebook. I am your Sentell Wiseman. Joined by my co-host as well, Kayla Green, the AKA the Big Ticket, is in the building also.
You already know.
So we're here for you for another 28 minutes or so. If you want to get in, the lines are open. I am right now counting down the top 25 way too early college football poll because it's June. But I'll give you people something to talk about and argue about at work and at home. And on my text messages apparently. At 12, or the Wisconsin Badgers. After facing one of the nation's most difficult schedules in 2016, the 2017 slate for Coach Paul Chryst and the Badgers is considerably easier. A crossover game against Michigan and a road trip to Nebraska are challenging, but Wisconsin won't have to play Ohio State or Penn State from the East. Just short in the Big Ten title game last year. Can Chris' team make the next step to this fall? In order to knock off the East champion in Indianapolis, the Badgers need more consistency out of the passing game. The good news: sophomore quarterback Alex Hornibrook is promising, and the receiving core features all of Galley. Standout left tackle Ryan Ramczyk will be missed, but there's plenty of experience and talent returning to keep the offensive line among the best in the Big Ten. The trio of Braderick Shaw, Chris James, and Tywan Gill should be enough to compensate for the loss of running back Corey Clement. Jim Leonard inherits a unit that only allowed 15.6 points a game last season. The Badgers don't have many glaring weaknesses on this group, but linebackers T.J. Watts and Vince Beagle have big shoes to fill. The return of Chris Orr and Jack Sitchy from injuries should alleviate some of the concern at linebacker. To climb higher in the top 25 this season. All right. Gonna give you 11, and then we'll be into the top 10. Again, lines are open. 864-378. My late night voice. Before I give you 11, hold on a second. At 11 is the LSU Tigers. Ed Orgeron's first full season came back with a familiar question. What would LSU get out of his offense? It's no secret the Tigers have one of the nation's top running back in Darius Geis and a strong foundation to build around on the offensive line. New coordinator Matt Canada was one of the SEC's top assistant hires for 2017. He's more from his passing attack. Danny Etling had off-season back surgery but returned in time for fall practice and is expected to hold on to the starting job. Etling's performance is critical to LSU hopes of pushing Alabama to the SEC West. In addition to the concerns about quarterback protection, there's also uncertainty at receiver as just one player returns with more than 10 catches. LSU defense returns only 4 starters, but under coordinator Dave Aranda, this unit will be one of the best in the nation next fall. Linebacker Arden Key, who led the SEC in sacks in 2017. Cornerback Dante Jackson should push for all SEC honors. Could see significant playing time at safety. Linebacker is Aranda's biggest concern. Talent certainly isn't an issue in Baton Rouge. However, the Tigers only go as far as the quarterback plays allows it to. I 100% agree with that. Gotta have a trigger man. Gotta have a trigger man. You gotta have a trigger man. If you ain't got a trigger man, it's tough to win in football at any level, high school, college, pro. If you ain't got a good trigger man, unless you just got the best overall talent, it's hard to win nowadays. It's so hard to win a subpar quarterback. And any levels of football, you gotta have a good signal caller. It's a must. No longer the day where you could just hand the ball to your running backs 40 times a game and just get by with a guy throwing 10, 15 passes. That guy got to be able to make passes in the passing game for you to be balanced for one and be dynamic for another. That's what wins now. Being balanced, being dynamic on offense. The ball control offenses are the thing of the past. 3 out, 3 yards. Not win chips anymore. Got to be multiple on offense. Got to have a trigger man. Got to be creative. So, yeah, interesting to see how LSU will look with the new offensive coordinator and a new head coach. So, those are things we'll be looking for when the fall comes. To get into the top 10, it's way too early. Top 25 college football poll. Again, the lines are open if you want to call 864-378-5943. 864-378-5943. I'm here until 8:30. So about 20 more minutes I'll be here. So if you want to get in, the time is now. Until then, I'll get back into our list. And at 10, a familiar face, Michigan checks in at 10. Jim Harbaugh has a major rebuilding project on his hands for the 2017 season. However, thanks to back-to-back top 5 recruiting classes, the Wolverines won't be down for long. Quarterback Wilton Spate is back after a promising team starter. The receiving corps must be revamped with incoming freshman Donovan Peoples-Jones and Reek Black likely to play a huge role in the passing game this season. The strength of the offense should be the ground game. Sophomore Chris Evans leads a talented group of running backs with Ty Isaac, Kareem Walker, and Kareem Higdon providing support. The left side of the line should be anchored by Mason Cole and Ben Breston, but this unit did not perform well late in 2016 campaign and remained a concern as in the spring ball. The Wolverines return only one starter linebacker on defense, but don't expect this unit to slip on the stat sheet. Sophomore lineman Rashawn Gary is a rising star. Senior tackle Maurice Hurst is a candidate for All-American honors, and the recent recruiting effort should produce starting talent in the back seven. Matchups against Wisconsin and Penn State come on the road this year. Ann Arbor on November 25th. I opened with Michigan, so I was really, really intrigued by that one. I had to read that one a little more thorough. Florida opened with Michigan, so I had to read that one a little bit more thorough. Get back into this list. At number 9. Again, the lines are open, 864-378-5943. If you want to talk about Game 3 of the NBA Finals, we can. Bob Stoops retired yesterday. If you want to talk about that. NBA draft is coming up soon. If you want to talk about anything else in the sports world that's on your mind, the lines are open. Right now, I am counting down the top 25. Way too early college football poll presented by Athlon Sports. So I am at number 9. And at 9, or the biggest threat to Alabama in the SEC, with the addition of former Baylor quarterback Jarrett Stidham, the offense now has a difference maker under center to go with one of the conference top ground attacks. Stidham impressed this spring and possesses the arm strength and accuracy to open up the passing game downfield. He's also surrounded by on the outside, including Nate Craig Myers. Cameron Petway emerges as one of the SEC's top running backs. After posting 1,200 yards in 2016, he is joined by Karen Johnson to form one of the league's top tandem. While the offensive line is once again a strength with the return of 3 starters, Kevin is in good shape for 2017. Sophomore Marlon Davidson should fill the void left behind by Carl Lawson in the trenches, while the linebacker unit is anchored by Deshaun Davis and Trey Williams. Depth is an issue at safety, but cornerback Carson Davis is one of the best in the SEC. A week 2 road trip to Clemson is a huge statement, while contending in the West is likely to come down to October 14th road date at LSU and the November 25th Iron Bowl. Auburn checks in at number 9. Before I get to this next team, once again, lines are open, so you're more than welcome to get in here. I'll be here for another 15 minutes or so. So we're gonna dive back into this list. And at 8, which is came out before yesterday's news. At 8 is Oklahoma. Now, Bob Stoops retired yesterday, so. And as most people know in college football, coaching does matter. So this is going to be interesting to see what Oklahoma looks like without Bob Stoops. I mean, the guy's been there since 1999, so that's a long time. But at 8 is the Oklahoma Sooners on this list. The Sooners are aiming for a 3rd consecutive Big 12 title and a berth in the college. Leading the way for Coach Bob Stoops' team, see, that the Coach Bob Stoops team. So this came out before Bob Stoops retired. It's quarterback Baker Mayfield, who's been in school. I don't know how long Baker Mayfield been in school. I cannot believe Baker Mayfield is still in school. How old is Baker? Baker Mayfield cannot be still in school. The team led by Baker Mayfield, the senior, has tossed 76 TD passes under coordinator Laken Riley the last 2 years and returned as one of the front runners to win the Heisman Trophy. Mayfield is supported by one of the nation's top receivers, but question marks surround the receiving corps after losing D.D. Westbrook, who steps up to be the number 1 receiver. Samaje Perine and Joe Mixon leaves big shoes to fill at running back, but Rodney Anderson and Abdul Adam should be an effective 1-2 punch. The defense surrendered 28 points a game in 2016, but should improve on that. Linebacker Jordan Evans was a big loss, and lineman Jordan Wade and Austin Roberts also expired their eligibility. However, standout pass rusher, oh my goodness, how do you say that name?
You can do it.
Who is this? This is Banani.
What was that?
Ooh, and his last name even worse than that. I'm gonna call him Double O. His last name is like crazy. Oak Run. Oh man, this is wild. This is outstanding. Standout pass rusher and coordinator Mike Stoops has an emerging star at emerging star and Kelly at linebacker. Stephen Parker and Jordan Thomas returned to anchor a secondary that showed improvement late in the 2016 season. Spring star Pernell Motley and the development of sophomore Jordan Parker at the back end. The path to a second playoff bid runs through road trips at Ohio State, Kansas State, and Oklahoma State in that season. So interesting to see what else Sooners look like without Bob Stoops. That's it for you local people. The defending, reigning national champs, Clemson Tigers, check in. The national champs are due for a small step back in the rankings in 2017. However, the number 7 ranking indicates Clemson is still one of the top contenders to earn a spot in the college football playoffs. Talent leaving Death Valley, quarterback Deshaun Watson, receiver Mike Williams, linebacker Ben Bolwell, cornerback Cordero Tankersley, running back Wayne Gallman is a testament to the job Coach Dabo Swinney has done on the recruiting trail and in overall program development. A 3-man competition to replace Watson is expected to extend a name that should be familiar to you guys. Junior Kelly Bryant from Calhoun Falls is the front runner, but true freshman Hunter Johnson is the name to remember. Left tackle Mitch Hyatt anchors a line that could be the best in the ACC this fall, while Williams and side, the receiving core is still one of the deepest in the nation, headlined by Deion Kane and Hunter Renfro. Similar to the offense, the defense has a couple of voids to fill the season. However, coordinator Brett Venables should quickly find to keep this unit performing at a high level. Defensive end Christian Wilkins, tackle Dexter Lawrence, and linebacker Kendall Joseph are the anchors on defense next year. If Bryant Johnson or Zariq Cooper settles into the starting job, the November 11th home game against Florida State could decide the ACC title. 6. We're at 6. At 6. Again, lines are open. We're only here for about another 10-15 minutes. If you want to get in and make a call, it's 864-378-5943. 864-378. 6. The Penn State Nittany Lions are one of the nation's most improved teams over the second half of 2016, and the momentum should carry into the 17 campaign after just missing on a college football playoff berth last year. The team won't have to go forward in order to crack the top 4. The defending Big Ten champions are loaded on offense with the return quarterback Trace McSorley and running back Saquon Barkley. Wide receiver Chris Goodwin left for the NFL draft, but tight end Mike Gazinski is a top go-to target for Charlotte and an All-American candidate for 2017. Even though Goodwin is a big loss, Penn State should be finding a receiver with Deshaun Hamilton, DeAndre Thompson, Saeed Blacknell. Additionally, sophomore Jawan Johnson had a breakout spring and is poised to take a bigger role. The offensive line loses only one starter, and there's plenty of depth with the return of Andrew Nelson and Brendan Mahone after both players missed significant time in 2016. The defense gave up 5.4 yards per play under first-year coordinator Brent Pry, and returns a top cornerback John Reed was lost for the year due to a sprained knee injury. One of Pry's top offseason concerns is the defense end following the departures of Gary Silkels and Evan Sean. Penn State's toughest game is at Ohio State, but Michigan, Nebraska, and Pitt all visit. We have come to the top 5 of the way too early college football rankings. Way too early because it's June. But it gives you people something to talk about and argue about. All right, let's get to the top 5. At 5, the team that beat the team at number 6, USC. Thanks to the emergency of quarterback Sam Darnold, USC should be a playoff contender in 2017. Darnold's play was the big reason why the Chosen showed marked improvement after starting one redshirt freshman last year, he threw for 3,000 yards and 31 scores and added 250 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Darnold is good enough to carry this team to a Pac-12 title on his own, but supporting cast features a likely all Pac-12 running back in Ronald Jones, as well as a solid group of receivers. The biggest concern on offense remains standout tackles Chad Wheeler, Zach Banner expired their eligibility, and guard Damian Mama left early for the next level. Projected starters Tohu Labendahan and Vian Tyler Mayo. What's going on? They got to be some more people are recovering from injuries, but will return from the start of the season. Coordinator Clancy Pendergrass proved to be one of the top assistant hires last season as USC defense limited opponents to 24 points a game. Despite major questions, Gas will have a solid core in play for 2017, but tackle Stevie Akalovutu must be replaced, and cornerback Adoree Jackson decided to leave early for NFL. This All-American candidate at linebacker and rising stars Rasheem Green and Eamon Marshall. The schedule features it shares a challenging start with games against Stanford and Texas in September, along with road trips to Washington State, Notre Dame, and Colorado. They got some names on USC. They have some guys. They have some guys that you have to hear them names more than one time to know where they are, because they are tough names. All right, we have come to 4. Again, the lines are open if you want to get in here, make a call. Number 864-378-5943. 864-378-5943. At 4 is the Washington Huskies. Even though Chris Peterson has to replace a few key cards from last season's playoff team, Washington is primed for another run and a spot among the nation's top 4 teams. Quarterback Jake Brown is back after throwing for 3,400 yards and 43 scores last season, but the junior has to find a new go-to target after the departure of receiver John Ross to the NFL. Dante Pettis moves into the number 1 role with the Huskies, with contributions from Chico McClather, Ty Jones, Aaron Fuller, and Quentin Pounds in the receiving corps. The one-punch of Miles Gaskins and Lavon Coleman provide plenty of balance and support on offense out of the backfield. While 3 starters are back on a standout line, the biggest concern for a repeat defense that loses standout safety Buda Baker, cornerbacks Kevin King, Sidney Jones, lineman Elijah Quarles. However, coordinator Pete Karwowski is one of the best in the nation, and this unit is anchored by a standout senior linebacker Azim Victor. He leads the way up front, while the rebuilding effort in the secondary should be minimized. Thanks to the emergence of cornerbacks Jordan Miller and Byron Murphy in the spring, along with the return of rising stars Taylor Rapp at safety. The schedule also sets up for another playoff berth. Play USC in the regular season and host Oregon and Washington State. A trip to Stanford on November 10th at the team's toughest road schedule. And then there were 3. Okay, all right. Now they're still open. I'm here for 5 more minutes. If you want to get in, 864-378-5943. Let me get back. All right, we have reached the top 3 of this way too early. Way early. Top 25 college football poll. At 3, the hated Florida State Seminoles. The balance of power in the ACC should shift back to the Tallahassee in 2017. The Seminoles will return 9 starters from defense over the second half of the last year, and safety Derwin James is back after missing nearly all of 2016 due to a knee injury. James is arguably the best defender in college football. The line is overflowing with talent as Enos Josh Sweat and Brian Burns anchor a standout pass rush and tackles Derek Marcus Christmas plugged the interior. Cornerback Tavares McFadden locked down Cover Man on the outside. Quarterback DeAndre Francois threw for 3,300 yards and 20 TDs and an impressive freshman debut in 2016. Now, as a sophomore, Francois is expected to take the level and help carry this team to the college football playoff berth. That's certainly within reach for the sophomore, but he also needs more help from the offensive line and receiving core. Receivers Naquan Murray and Alden Tate are primed for breakout season at the top target for Francois. The big playability and production of running back Dalvin Cook has Patrick and five-star recruit Cam Akers are a capable tandem and should prevent any drop-off in the ground game. Florida State will be tested right away with the matchup against Alabama and Atlanta to open the season. The Seminoles host Miami, North Carolina State, and Louisville in key conference games. And a road date at Florida will determine whether or not Fisher's team can finish in the top 4. And then there were 2. At 2 is the Ohio State Buckeyes. Considering Ohio State returned all its 6 starters heading into 2016, a trip to the playoff was scheduled for Coach Urban Meyer's team. Despite losing a key few pieces from last season's team, the Buckeyes are primed for another run at the national title. In an effort to jumpstart the offense, Coach Urban Meyer hired former Indiana coach Kevin Wilson to take over the play call duties. Wilson's arrival is a good news for quarterback JT Barrett, still in school too. How old is JT Barrett and freaking Baker Mayfield? Good God, if he's been in school forever. JT Barrett is a senior, beginning 2017, is one of the leading Heisman candidates. A big concern is finding playmakers at receiver, especially after Noah Brown and Curtis Samuel were declared for the NFL draft. DeMario McCall are 2 players to watch in the passing game this fall. The offensive line loses standout center Pat Efling, but guard Billy Price is expected to slide to the middle to fill the void. The strength of the defense will be in the trenches. This unit is headlined by All-American candidate Sam Hubbard, Tyquan Lewis, and rivals Clemson as the best in college football. Raekwon McMillan will be missed at linebacker, but Jerome Baker, Chris Worley, and Dante Booker form a side trio. For the second preseason in a row, uncertainty surrounds the Ohio State secondary. This unit lost cornerbacks Garcon Conley, Marshawn Lattimore, and safety Malik Hooker to the NFL. The drop-off should be minimal. Junior college recruit Kendall Sheffield and incoming freshman Jeffrey Okudua and Sean Wade should make an instant impact with junior Denzel Ward and safety Damian Webb back at the unit's top veterans. Ohio State has had next year, but Penn State and Oklahoma visit Columbus. And of course, we have arrived at number 1, and I think we all know who that is. No Cavs fans chiming in tonight, man. Hey, they know what I know. The series is over. Ain't nothing left but the crying. It's all over, bro. They fought hard last night, but the series is over. Whether it ends tomorrow or Monday night, it's over. There's no reason to chime in. Let me get this last team out of the way before I end the show. This is Alabama. Nick Saban's team must replace a few key players from last season, but the Crimson Tide are once again the pick to win it all in 2017. The defense suffered key losses at each level, yet still figures to rank at the nation's top unit. Nose guard the run, Payne, and end Deshaun Hand are the new leaders up front after Jonathan Allard graduated. The linebacker unit features 3 new starters, but the next wave of standout is ready to emerge for Crimson Tide. Senior Sean Deion Hamilton and Rashad Evans lead this group with Miller and Anthony Jennings slated to pick up the slack left behind edge rushers Ryan Anderson and Tim Williams. True freshman Dylan Moses is another name to watch in this unit. The secondary is the strength of the defense. Marlon Humphrey departed early for the NFL, but seniors Anthony Everett and Tony Brown returned as cornerback. Micah Fitzpatrick and Ronnie Harrison is the best in college football. Fitzpatrick's versatility to play cornerback or safety is a huge asset for the defense. New play caller Brian Dabo isn't expected to make too many changes on offense, but he is tasked with helping quarterback Jalen Hurts develop more into a passer. It is no secret after rushing for just under 1,000 yards last fall, but the sophomore must become more consistent as a passer for this offense to improve in 2017. Hurts will be thrown in one of the nation's best receivers. Will be challenged for the All-American honors with seniors Cam Sims and Robert Foster and freshman Jerry Judy rounding out the key targets. Left tackle Jonah Williams anchors one of the nation's best offensive line in the running back position at the deepest in college football. Bo Scarborough came on strong at the end of 2016. Joshua Jacobs and five-star freshman Najee Harris as the key backfield pieces, making it through the regular season undefeated. It won't be easy, but Alabama is Alabama's picks to host the national championship trophy in Atlanta on January the 8th. And that is it for your top 25 early college football poll. This has been Sentells Intel. I am your host, Sentell Wyman. For my co-host, Kayla Green, we say thank you for watching. I will see you Monday night. Remember, you can pick up the phone and you can call in and talk to me. You don't have to just comment and look at me for an hour and a half. We will see you next week. Till then, I am out. Good night.